So good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining Trace Indie Coffee Conversations. I'm excited. I've slid into this woman's DMs a couple times and finally got her roped in. But today we have private chef, former Masterchef contestant. We're going to talk about that. Podcast co-host. We met Candace before, Food Love Talk. We'll talk about that again. And then new cookbook author. I'm sure the first of many, but Staples +5. Hi, Tannoria Askew. How are you?
Oh, I am so great. Good. I am not an early riser, and this is early for me. Isn't that sad?
No, do you?
But yeah, I'm ready for this coffee conversation here.
I love it so much.
Get my blood flowing.
I have energy for the both of us. I have a lot of coffee in my body right now. But can you tell us, because you're amazing. I love your Instagram. I love all the things you're doing. I mean, you're doing so many things in the city and so many things for women and Black women and just this community as a whole. So one, thank you, obviously, for taking the time and getting up early. But what do you do? Like, what would you say you do?
Yeah, so I nourish people's bodies with food. I nourish their souls with justice. That's what I do.
I love that. Tell us more about that. Like, what does that mean to you?
So in the food area, although I am a private chef and I come to your home and bring the restaurant to your home, that's what I do. I don't have a storefront. I am not a caterer. I bring the restaurant to your home. But on the food side, my main goal is to give people confidence in the kitchen, whether that be confidence hosting. So I take the stress off of you and I do all the cooking. I do virtual cooking demonstrations and I help people realize it's not that hard, guys. You just need a couple of tips and tricks that probably no one's ever told you, but I have failed and succeeded enough in the kitchen to give you those tips. And then also I just give recipes and knowledge to people to just make them feel more confident. So that's the nourish your body with food concept. I think that everyone deserves to eat good quality food, good whole food. I am not a health nut. My favorite ingredients are bacon, butter, bourbon, and cream. So we are not leaving that out. So the nourish your body with justice side, I have the podcast Black Girls Eating with Candace, where we talk about sisterhood, justice, and well-seasoned food. But in addition to that, I also do diversity, equity, and inclusion training. I was the DEI practitioner for my corporate job, and that was the one bullet point in my job description I loved so much. And now I do it on my own jam. And so I get to provide resources and tools and help small businesses and nonprofits talk about the really hard conversations. I am excellent at facilitating awkward conversations. And so that is how I nourish your body with food and nourish your soul with justice.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. But how did you get here, right? I mean, TV Masterchef, again, we're going to talk about Gordon Ramsay. What was this journey for you to get to this point?
Yeah, so I spent 15 years in my corporate career. Leaving that was harder than getting a divorce. It was. But I just knew I didn't want to retire, and I didn't want my legacy to be you're a corporate trainer or you work at a bank or in the financial industry. And so I took it back to the thing that makes me happiest, and that's being in the kitchen. Been cooking since I was 6 years old. I come from the Culinary Institute of my parents and grandparents, and I learned that you make friends by feeding people, because they always had people coming to our house. And they were always cooking. And so I was like, okay, I'm good at it. I enjoy doing it. It's how I get my friends to come over. They're encouraging me to make a career out of it. And finally, I just said, screw this. We're going to start chasing dreams around here.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. And from what I've seen, again, because all the socials and things that I love so much, you have a really solid group of women lifting you up and cheering you on. And that is so important.
Yeah, my tribe, they are something else. I mean, between my core four of girls that really walked with me through the whole Masterchef process and getting a job and all of this, to Candace being my sister in food, there is something about women uplifting women that makes the world go round.
100%. I love it so much. And also remember Candace was on the show, y'all. So make sure that you watch hers as well, because I just love her so much. She's just so amazing. So it has been a year. And I'd be curious to know, and maybe not even the year, maybe just quitting the job and all that, whatever this phrase means to you, but where have you found some of that struggle, but then ending that with a punctuation of where's the delight?
Yeah. So my struggle is 100% mindset. Quitting my job, going on Masterchef, all of those, I convinced myself that I wasn't good enough, or that, yeah, you can do it, but you're not going to make it far, or you shouldn't be doing that. What would everyone think? And
yeah,
really, I would say partially due to COVID, the last 18 to 24 months, I have been shifting my mindset and focusing on affirming myself and surrounding myself around people who are affirming me. And just in the last year, I manifested the shit out of my year. Like, I just looked at every quarter, I try to look at my goals and goals I set for the year. And I just told my assistant on Monday, I was like, holy shit, we met like all of them except for like 2, and we still have the last half of the year to try for that. So it's 100% mindset. It is believing that I actually deserve it, believing that I can actually do it. Game changer.
Oh my gosh. First off, there's a pull quote. Second, now I feel inspired. I feel like we should do a Trace community goal setting towards the end of the year for next year and get all of these amazing women, you, Candace, I mean, all these amazing women together and really talk goal setting, because I think that is so powerful. I love what you said about mindset. Now, you went to MasterChef, again, with this mindset of like, it's fine, I'm not going to get that far, but you got to tell the people, what did Gordon Ramsay say about you?
Oh, yeah. Well, I will say that with MasterChef, my first experience in an affirming mindset was there. I was in it to win it. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was not there to make friends.
Yes.
I came here to change my life, the end. And so I was constantly in the zone. People were like, what's wrong with that girl? I'm like, I'm fine. But it showed in my food. Like, I made really good food. When I competed to get my white apron, I knew I was going to get it. I had no doubt. Now, what I did know was that Gordon Ramsay was going to say my shrimp and grits were the best he's ever had in the MasterChef kitchen. I was like, wait, what? But he actually meant that. Like, I asked someone after we were done filming that day, I was like, did he just say that for TV? And they're like, oh no, he meant it. He went and actually finished your plate of food when we were done filming. He finished it. I was like, oh, okay, so I am a really good cook. Okay.
I love that story so much. It's so good. So, with that, and that's a huge delight in itself, but where are you finding your joy right now?
My joy is in my people, my partner, my friends. It is just really amazing to be around people who just love you for you. I told my boyfriend the other day, I said, I am freest to be myself when I am with you.
Oh.
And so honestly, I think it's a combination of that. And I just turned 40 and I just don't give 2 shits anymore.
40 is a good time.
Like, at 30, I was like, what is everyone going to think? What am I going to do? And now I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do me.
40s get better as you go. A couple more years in too, and that's even going to amplify. It's so good.
It's very freeing.
I love that for you, and I love that message that you're sharing with others. So with that, what can the community do to show up, right? What can we do? What do you need?
Buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. Did I say buy my book? Buy my book.
Mine's already on my list. Every once in a while it says date coming.
Yeah, this experience has been a great learning experience. I didn't know anything about the publishing world before. I didn't know my pub date was going to get changed 5 times. But now I'm understanding, like, pre-orders make a difference. Buying the book, sets me up for the next opportunity. And just like you said at the start of this episode, that hopefully this is one of many. My dreams is to have a library of cookbooks. And so the only way that's going to happen is for people to support this book. Even if you don't cook, There's a little something for everyone in there. I'm telling fun stories, and there's recipes that don't require cooking. And so just buy my book.
Yes. Okay. We're going to put a link to that for sure. So buy the book. And then the biggest question, it's always the big question at the end. Um, Tanorria, how do you want to leave your legacy? How do you want to leave your trace?
Yeah. My legacy, I'm thinking a lot about my niece right now. She'll be 2 in December. And I look at her and it's kind of creepy. She looks just like my grandmother. And so I think about my grandmother often, and I feel like I'm just carrying on her legacy. And my goal is I just want to be half as good a cook as my grandma. I want to love on people just half as good as she did. And so if that is the legacy that I leave, that I leave, when people remember me, they say that they were well fed and they were well loved, then I'm good.
Oh, that's so beautiful. What a great thing to end on. Well loved and well fed.
Yeah.
Tanorria, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. This was great.
I'm so glad. It was a total delight of my day. Thank you.